Hi everyone, welcome to the themimijanhashow. I'm your host, Mr Janha. This was
where people are just, the community raise your kids, it's just a community thing. And then, so Katy, for example, even though it's such a big city, it's still a very small community. Everybody knows everybody. So the fact that you would see your neighbors or your friends or your network of people.
welcome to special edition of the Janha Show. I'm your host, Mimi Fatu Sise. On this edition today, we've been so honored to have a Gambian man that's doing his thing. I mean, the guy is an entrepreneur. He works extremely hard and he also gives back to the community. He is the owner and the president of a moving company called Eurmove here in Houston, Texas, and we've been so honored to have the one and only UK Dawda Khan. Welcome on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Let me tell you, it's such an honor to have you, by the way.
I appreciate
You do a lot of great things, and of course you're a Gambian and you own your own business. It's just very humbling to have you on the show. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
So for the viewers that are watching the show don't really know who you are, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm from Gambia. I've been in Texas for about 20 years now, Houston, my whole life. And, started my company in 2009 at the worst of times when the housing market happened. It tanked, and then I lost everything, including my career, my job, and everything else. So I figured out what I wanted to do was just moving. So, because I did it before, and then I sort of just keep working on it and then build it to what it is right now. Yeah, so it's been an exciting 10 years.
I can imagine. Yeah. Moving company.
Yes.
What was the inspiration? Like, why moving? Because moving company. Because a lot of course, immigrants and African people, when we come here, we want to start up other businesses. But why moving? Like,
well, I was in logistics before, so I kind of I've always had stuff, moving parts, and things like that. And then, so when I you know, when I actually left that other company, well, obviously when I was laid off, I thought like, well, what do I do now? You know, because like, you know, whatever the government was giving us was not enough, you know, because we were losing, 800,000 jobs a month. But moving was more or less like, you know, I was doing like the logistic aspect of it. So I just knew how to do it. So I did my homework and everything else. And then I used my retirement money, whatever I had at the time, and I bought my first truck. Wow. And then at that point, it was either do it or, you know, just die trying. So that's what I did. So
it's like a big leap of faith. Starting your business, you just took your whole entire savings and put it in investing in the truck.
It was because most people were telling me not to take my retirement, you know, because like I was going to lose money. I said I already lost like 70% of it when I started, you know. So the first truck I have was so old, I named it Betsy. The truck was, Betsy is a very old Western woman's name. It's very old. I don't even think you'll ever run into anybody named Betsy. But,
so you named your first truck Betsy.
Yeah, so I still name my trucks, by the way. But yeah, Betsy was the first one I ever named. Oh. And then I used to, you know, I would do the moving myself. I would drive. I would close the deals. I would make it happen. I mean, everything else, I wore like probably 20 hats just starting out. But, you know, right now, I have like about 18 people working for me, and then we have about 6 trucks, and then we have about 8 other contractors. Each one of them has their own truck, so it's about 14 trucks total.
Wow.
So yeah, and then service Texas and beyond. We go everywhere within the lower 48.
So pretty much you started with Betsy, and then now you have...
Yeah, Betsy built it. Betsy is somewhere in truck heaven. Yeah. I sold that about like 3 years ago.
Oh, really?
Somebody bought it and took it to Belize because they said they could use the parts.
Wow.
I couldn't find the parts here in Texas. I couldn't because
what kind of truck
was a UD. It was a Japanese UD truck, and because the truck was built in the 90s, so they don't even make the parts anymore.
Wow, we were a strong car.
It was the one that started it. So, but yeah, if you don't have, you know, anything to lose, you know, it's just from there on, everything was just kind of just head up, and it's been an exciting.
That must be like a huge leap of faith, you know, starting up a business, and then now you are where you are. What is the hardest part about starting up, you know, a moving company?
I mean, there was a lot of nights I didn't sleep. Because like when you're starting out in small business, people take advantage of you, you know. But I figured out like, you know, if you build your network, your network build your business. And when I had that, you know, when I came up with that, and it was just like, okay, and that's still the way to go because 80% of my business is still word of mouth. So I build on that, and I build a relationship. And I feel like relationships built on trust and loyalty is key to success.
True.
So that's how I've been doing it for the last 10 years, and it's working out. So it's not
you know, it's glad that you mentioned that because, you know, going through your Facebook profile and then, of course, going to your company, the moving company, I saw a lot of stars from your customers. And it was so amazing because I'm like, you know, I move a lot. I move, you know, we all move. But most of the time, the moving company is like, as soon as I get my stuff, I'm done. It's not like, unless something is broken or I'm missing something, that's the only time I contact them back or even try to look for them. But going through your Facebook and also your website, I see a lot of positive comments from your customers, how much, you know, the company is great, they give you all the star rating. Like, how does that make you feel? You know,
it's a very humbling experience because, like, you know, when you have customers like that, they can be your mouthpiece out there. You know, if somebody in the future is looking for a moving company, sometimes I don't even have to do the work. People pick up the phone and call me, telling me, well, my neighbor, my friend, my family member recommended you, and that's why I called you. Because, I mean, they could have called anybody else. They could have called United Van Lines, all these big companies that have been around for 80, 100 years. But they called us because somebody else told them about what we do. And that has a lot of substance to it. People, you build a trust right there and then, and it works all the time. So if you keep doing that, and you keep taking care of people, like, you know, you take care of your own self, it works. You know, it just works hand in hand. So I think that's exactly what we've been doing all this time.
I love it. It is great. It's very humbling, like you said, you know, owning a business and people are giving you that amazing review. And, you know, it's great. So talk to us, like, why should I use your company to move? You know, like you said, you have like huge competitors out there. why should I come to you, and what is so unique about or moving?
Yeah, well, I mean, we are still, compared to, again, bigger companies, we're still a very small company. But like at the same time, we're big enough. Our reach is unlimited, really, when it comes to being in the lower 48. What makes us stand out is the relationship that we have with our customers. Because like I said, if you have about 70% of your customers being word of mouth referrals, you can't put money on that. That's just basically, you can call it a cash cow. It just keeps coming in because like people will keep talking about folks all the time. So it's going to keep going in cycles, and you can use that in your advantage and keep treating people great, because the more you treat them great, the more they're going to talk about you. And that's exactly why we are so different than other people and other companies around. So
that's amazing. Yeah. That's so you consider yourself successful.
Exactly, I do. And then we do background checks with our guys. We need to make sure, we do everything that we to make sure that the people that we're sending to the customers' homes are exactly who they are and then can handle it. So we keep working on the business in regards to getting better.
So you guys are based in Houston, but do you guys do like international within America moving?
Yes, we do. We go anywhere within the lower 48. We don't go to Hawaii or Puerto Rico.
Oh, okay.
But then we do ship international. Like I'll give you an example. We work with some embassies around Houston where we would come. They have, let's say, there are people moving to other states or other countries. What we do a white glove service. We would come in, pack everything, load it in a container, and then ship it. So that's
so it's called a white glove service.
Yeah, we call it a white glove service. So you don't, once your stuff leave your house, you don't get it back until destination. So you don't have to worry about anything. We worry about that from start to finish. So we do that service.
There must be like a lot of safety and liability involved.
There's a lot of liability involved, but if you know what you're doing, and then you basically just make sure you take care of it the way it's supposed to, you have to do the same thing over and over again, and that's how you get better. And most of these people, if you do it wrong one time, they're not going to call you again. And most of them will.
Talk to us. Throughout your experience as the owner of a moving company, what is one thing that you wish you've done differently? Throughout your experience.
Well, I mean, every day is a new day. So I think, like, in business, it's a process. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. There's no overnight success.
True.
So I enjoy the process, and it's exciting to me. It's challenging to me, and I look forward to it every morning. But in regards to, like, if there was anything that I could have done differently from when I started, I can't come up with anything in mind, because I think, like, everything, I wish I knew about networking before. That would have helped me a lot sooner, right?
True.
I could have been able to connect, but when I found out about that, I just used that to my advantage. And yeah, I think the only negative aspect of it is I didn't know how to network earlier. So I struggled with that because, like, again, taking advantage of and all these things. But once you get that network going, the sky.
But you also have to think about it, your own point. Like you said, you didn't study early. You came to America from Gambia.
Yeah.
So which networking wasn't part of our system.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
So, it's like coming here and networking and owning your own business. You gotta give it to yourself. Like it's you gotta believe.
I mean, it was tough. If the housing market didn't happen, there was a good chance I probably would have been just working for somebody else right now. Because at the end of the day, things happen for a reason. I was really worried when it happened, but it has allowed me to just kind of just tapped into something that I didn't even know it was there. So, and I am so grateful to my network and the people and my customers that has allowed us to just be who we are as a people and as a company, that we have gotten this far because of them. There's no way I could have been able to do it by myself. So.
Well, I'm sure you also, of course, owning a moving company, you're also a great person to work for, and that also resonates, of course, with your customers and stuff. So talk to us. I went through your Facebook. I'm trolling. I'm a troll. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm always like trying to look for stuff, and I'm like, you're doing great, and just gonna look. And I saw you have like great relationship with your workers.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of pictures of you and them. You guys are always looking happy.
Yeah.
And I was watching a video of one time you had like a little clip. The trucks were moving and
Yeah.
you were like filming it.
Yeah.
And you know, like how does that make you feel? You know,
Well, I mean, like,
you're doing your thing, my brother.
I believe when you take care of your employees and people that work for you, they take care of your customers. So it starts with the relationship that you have with those guys. You know, if you are just all into yourself and not allow yourself to just build your relationship with your guys, you're going to struggle because you can't keep that door closed. Your guys have to have access to you. And that's what I allow to happen. You know, I always tell them when we have meetings that the door's always open. As long as you can sit and then talk to me professionally, we can have a conversation. But we also do other stuff. You know, once in a while we barbecue. Like tomorrow we're actually going to get a haircut for everybody.
Oh, nice.
All the guys on the house.
Oh.
It's going to be a high bill, but but it's just because I just wanted to show them that I'm grateful. That you know, I appreciate what they do, what they bring to the table, because like every one of them, when they go out there, they give me their best, and that's all I ask of. And then that relationship we have. Mess with you,
Mr. President. So talk to me, DK, owning your own business and being the president of your company right now. What is your motto? Like, what do you live by every morning when you wake up in the morning? What is one thing that you tell yourself? You know, today, you know, like what is your motto?
Well, I mean, what the fire I have behind me, what drives me really is family and just the crew and the customers, you know, because I always want to make a difference no matter how little, whether it's just being part of the community, because I'm a big part of the Houston, Katy community where I'm from right now, where I've lived for the last 20 years.
Wow.
So the fact that you would go to an area the size of, I don't know, maybe Gambia, and then people can just still, if you tell them my name, they can tell you who I am and what I do. It means a lot because basically I'm doing something decent in the community. And that's what drives me, you know. So, and you know, when issues happen, like when disaster happen, I'm the first one to help. I
saw that too, by the way. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
You know, I saw you do a lot of help. Even the last time that you guys had the flood.
Yeah, the flood and things like that.
You were like transporting goods from
people. Yeah, I mean, we did all that. I mean, I remember when Hurricane Harvey happened, which was about a couple of years ago. My house didn't get flooded, so I got lucky. So, but I saw, you know, we took some of the trucks and then I went with the guys. I was there myself, you know, so we would get people out of their homes that were flooded, kids, women, children. You know, just one day, I remember the first day, we got 82 people out of their homes, you know, because of the flood. You don't even think about it. I mean, you started ankle deep with water, and then by the time everything was done, you're chest deep in water with canoes trying to get people. It's crazy. But it happens because Houston, the way it is, sometimes you do get floods and things like that, but that's home for us.
But it's just humbling how much you're involved in your community.
Because my community built my business. Wow. It's only fitting that you give back to the people that give back to you. Because most of those people, they don't know me from Adam, but they embraced me and they took me in as family. So they treat me and my business as one of their own. So they're quick to recommend me. And then if they need my help, they don't even have to ask. Wow. You know, so, and that's what we did. Nobody told me to go over there. We just picked up our trucks and it happened. And it's not only in Houston that we do it, like recently Florida, North Carolina. We make like about 20 deliveries on the coast. Free of charge, just for the people. Whether it's diapers, food, and things like that when people suffer through flood. But it's just giving back to the people that gave you who you are, or at least that made you who you are, that allow you to just basically be successful in business. And yeah, that's...
But you didn't have to, though.
Yeah, you didn't have to, but...
So what really goes through your mind when you hear disasters? And then,
well, I guess we were brought up that way.
As selfish as we can be in this country where you work extremely hard, you're tired, the news is on, TV is on, who cares? Yeah, you know what I mean? But like, what really gets to you that makes you feel like, you know, hey, you know, you call your guys up, let's go out there, let's go help these people out, because, you know, you don't really have to. It's not like a matter of most.
No, you really don't.
What really goes in your mind for you to be that kind?
You know, I don't, honestly, I don't even think about it. It's just, it's an instinct. You know, it's we grew up in a community-based environment.
That's true. Community, what really goes in your mind, what makes you feel like, you know, you could be chilling and having a great time with your family, but you will take your time to go out there and help out these victims that, you know, things happen to them. Like, what really goes through your mind before you do?
Well, I kind of picture it like I could have been in their position, and if I'm,
but you're not.
Yeah, but I'm not, right?
Yeah.
But like, you know, like where I grew up, you know, the community was just one. We were raised in the way where, like, exactly back in Gambia, where people are just, you know, the community raise your kids. You know, it's just a community thing. And then so Katy, for example, even though it's such a big city, it's still a very small community. Everybody knows everybody. So the fact that you would see your neighbors or your friends or your network of people in that situation, you can't help but go out there and then just, you know, help out, you know, and that's the whole.
So that means you're like very deeply involved.
Yes. Yeah. And
you take it upon yourself.
Yeah, because like, I mean, I am part of
family to you. You are part of them.
They are family to me. Wow. And that's just the truth. There's no sugarcoating it, because they treat me like such. So it's only fitting that I can return the favor if the call comes. You know, it's, you know, when everything is fine and dandy, it's okay.
It's okay,
like, you know, but you know the people that care about you when things are not going well.
Absolutely.
And like I said, with a city like Houston, we deal with flood storms and things like that because of how close we are to the coast.
Sure.
So, and it's not going to stop. If it happens again, I'll just go out and help. That's just
so, Mr. President,
yes,
we can always count on you.
Yeah, you can always count on me. Yeah.
I love it. So tell to us, if it wasn't Eurmove, what is one thing that you have done, or what is one thing that you wanted to do growing up in the Gambia?
Well, you know, I wanted to be an architect, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that didn't work out.
Yes, architect.
That didn't work out, but like, you know, I think I could have been a politician. A politician?
Yeah. So like real politician as Mr. President of the Gambia?
Yeah, hey, Dawda Khan was.
No, hey, you know what? You know what?
It's only fitting.
I was going to bring that to the very end, but he just brought it. He's actually named after the first president of the Gambia.
Yeah. So it's just only fitting, the title, the name, and everything.
But it's not too late.
Yeah.
You are already Mr. President, you own your own business, you own your own company.
Well, it hasn't hit me yet, so for now I'm just more focused on, you know, getting my business to the next level, because my goal is to turn Eurmove into a franchise and then make it much bigger so I can attract more investment and then just grow the company to maybe one day be in every state in the United States and beyond.
And then after that, become the president of the Gambia. Hey, we're all for that, you know, DK.
Yeah. That's another, we'll go back to that someday.
We'll go back to that someday. Well, it's a good one.
You can keep that part of the conversation for someday.
We'll take a short break and we'll come back. We have more with Dawda Khan. Keep it locked.
Thank you.
You know, going through your Facebook profile, you seem like a very family-oriented person. Yeah. I go through, I see the picture of your family, your beautiful wife, your kids. You know, talk to us. What is, you know, how are you like a father?
I think I'm a decent dad. I guess that question,
everybody's favorite.
Yeah, that question belongs to my kids. They might say otherwise, but if you ask me, I think I'm a decent father. But I have 3 kids. I have a daughter who's 13 going on 14. I have an 11-year-old son, and then we have a toddler. He's going to be about 3 next month.
Oh, God bless him.
So yeah, and then my wife, and yeah, we all live in Katy, and it's, you know, that's a motivation for me to just go out there and just give my kids a better life, and then build, you know, give them something that I did not have, not only financially, but you know, be that emotional attachment between me and them, and allow them to just grow into just productive members of society. So I just want my kids to just do good for themselves.
How's your relationship like with your kids, your daughter and your son?
Yeah, Yeah, that's another story. Yeah, they
Are you like the best friend dad, or are you like the strict dad?
I'm not the strict dad. I try not to be their friend. I'm easy to get along with. I think their moms are, they're just more discipline oriented than I am, because I let them get away with stuff. And but when it comes to it, I just love them. I just want to give them the life that I wish I had growing up, and whatever I can do to support them all the way, that's what I'm here for.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Coming from a Gambian man yourself, family oriented, you own your own business. Like, how does that make you feel?
Well, it's a work, like I said, it's a work in progress. It makes me feel good though, because most of us, our stories are very similar from where we're from. We come over here with nothing, and then I always use this phrase, like, my life. When I started Eurmove, it's like climbing a mountain without a harness. You can't afford to fall. So when you have that at the back of your mind, you'll do everything possible to succeed, and failure is not an option. I just believe, like, what, as the company grows, we can do this. We can get it to where it needs to go, and we can allow, maybe other people can see the success, and then emulate that, and then allow them to say, hey, you know what? If he can do it, so can I.
What is your definition of success, like?
Well, success is just
your personal definition.
I guess it's different in a way. It's like, in any business, you have your ups and downs.
Sure.
But success to me is what Eurmove have right now in the community. It's that network of people that can speak on our behalf, that can speak on my behalf, that can just, tell folks about who we are as a company. And when you have individuals like that, like thousands of people on your side speaking on your behalf, that's success, because that allows your business to really keep growing, because you've already built a trust in the community. But to cut a long story short, success is just what we've built from where we came from to where we are, and then it's, like I said, it's a process. It's not done yet, So we have the next page to keep going. So I still feel like I have a long way to go.
What is the next phase?
Just keep growing the business, and then growing the network, and then again, I wanted to turn it into franchise. That's my goal, and then
so when I go like global.
Yeah, definitely. I really want to make it a global company, because I've had people that call me saying, the name of the company. Oh, is this an international company because of the name and things like that?
Sure, yeah. The name is very catchy.
Yeah.
It's very different.
And I didn't know it was going to be this catchy when I first came up with it. And the fact that.
How did you come up with the name, by the way?
Well, I was going to name it YOUR, like Eurmove. Because like so
YOUR as Eurmove.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So when we just trial and error, and I think it was a good decision. And then I had a good friend of mine create like the logo, and then he posted it on social media and asked people to just choose.
Oh, nice.
And then the rest is history.
I love
what we have right now.
I love the power of social media. Like,
Right.
how does that really affect you or impacted your business?
Well, we just came right on time in regards to like social media, like 2009, 10 until now. It has been positive overall. You still have your negative aspect of social media, but like,
Right.
with what we post, how we connect with the community through social media, it has allowed us to flourish. Every day we would get emails, text messages through Facebook, WhatsApp, and all these other platforms just requesting our services because of social media. And so we try to engage with the people, myself included. We post as much as we can to just get the community engaged. So
I love it. I love it. Actually, it's like the new website now.
It is.
And people just go on your Facebook page or your Instagram, and just that's how people connect now. Because even referrals now, you just go there, and then instead of you doing the old school way, now you can just go on Facebook.
But look at the next door and all these social media neighborhood networks. Well, all the people just go over there and then just type in, hey, I'm looking for a mover, I'm looking for a plumber, I'm looking for somebody. And
the network,
call this person. I've had plenty of people that call me because, like they said, I think the craziest one was this person said like 7 out of 10 people recommended us in one neighborhood. And that's why she called us. She didn't call anybody else, But that speaks a lot in regards to how people, feel about you as a company, and then again, the buck stops with me, good or bad, I'll take that. So
it's amazing.
Yeah.
What is your greatest experience so far owning your own business? Dealing with your customers.
Yeah, well, I mean, customer service is important. For me personally, sometimes in the business we lose money, but I'd rather lose a little bit of money than to lose a relationship. That's just who I am. You can always make
like the true president.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you just spoke like the true president. This one is not like a transformation. I'm serious.
Yeah, you can always lose money and then make it back, but when you lose that trust, I mean, you can't get it back.
True.
So just build on that, and then everything else is going to fall in place. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Let's talk about Dawda Khan.
Yes.
DK.
Well, I mean,
and all the great stuff that you're doing right now in the Gambia, coming from the Gambia.
Yeah, Gambia's
the backpack.
Yeah.
That thing inspired me a lot. I went on your Facebook. I saw the, those kids that received it, and it breaks my heart at the same time. And it took me back, to the days that I grew up with, of course, not much. So when I look at those kids, I can see myself in them, standing, waiting for that little gift. I remember we used to stand in line just to get a pencil from, I don't know, whoever comes and donated to the school.
Yeah.
So I remember those days, the sun is hot, dusty, you're hungry, you're thirsty, but that little thing that you get, it could be a pen, it could be a sharpener, it could be an eraser, but it felt so good.
Yeah.
I looked at the pictures, I saw those kids, I got teary eyes because I could only imagine the happiness that's going to go through their minds receiving those backpacks.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the backpack project and why did you start it?
Well, backpacks, it started with my daughter.
God bless her. She's the real MVP, right?
Yeah, she asked me to go buy.
Ami, right?
Yeah, Ami. Yeah.
Girl, shout out to you.
Yeah. She asked me to go buy another backpack, and I was like, well, I mean, don't you have enough backpacks? She was like, yeah, but I don't like the ones I have. I found out like she had 8 backpacks in the closet. So it just hit me like, when I was growing up, like just like you mentioned, like there are days like going to school, I would put my books in a plastic bag. I remember the first day of school for me, I had to take my desk and chair, put it over my head, and then go to class and put it down. Yeah. And but I still remember.
Yes.
Yeah, and most of these kids I can relate to them because like I know exactly how it feels. I know that sometimes you don't have books, you don't have pencils, you don't have backpacks and things like that. But so after I talked to my daughter about this whole thing, I contacted a friend of mine, Dr. Katie Toe, who's actually my dentist.
Oh, hello, Dr.
And she we did this Facebook Live and just went viral, and people started donating, books, pencils. I had a guy donate 30 backpacks by himself, just one guy. So we put all that together. With other things, pencils, erasers, and things like that, because I know these kids are going to need it. I know because, I've been away for 20 years, but that doesn't mean I don't remember what it feels like.
Absolutely.
So, and those pictures speak, just reminds me of exactly how important it is. And so we put them all together, put them in a container, and ship them out there. And then my sister, who's in Gambia, went with her friends. They took the backpacks and then took it to the school, have the kids lined up, and then they gave it to them. And one thing that I remember on that kind of just hits home is that picture where the little girl has no shoes, but she had a brand new backpack. So you can always help no matter how little. You don't have to have $1 million to help. Just the little that you can. And then the whole goal this time around, we're going to double or triple it next time it comes around because we're going to do it every year. That's the whole goal. So we want to make sure we get more books, more backpacks, more pencils and things like that to give it to more kids and give them a chance because I believe it's going to change their lives.
Every little
it helps. It helps, and I wanted to thank everybody that played a part in regards to the donation, the distributions, the logistics, and everything else.
Facebook, I think it was a Facebook Live video.
Yeah.
I was so amazed. I was like, oh my God, backpacks. those little things that we don't really think about, especially when we're over here. Everything's that, I'm guilty of it too. I have a 6-year-old that I feel like every time the backpack has like water, I have to buy him another backpack.
Yeah.
But going back to memory lane, and I'm like, wow, I remember having like one backpack a whole entire school year.
Yeah, think about a whole school. Think about like
a whole
3
year.
semesters or something like that.
A whole year, a school year of one backpack. So when I saw it, I was so stunned, and at the same time, it was very humbling. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I believe in giving back, and my whole motto of giving back is not how much you have, it's how much you're willing to share.
Yeah.
So, which I strongly advocate for, and I'm so proud of you for coming up with such a great initiative.
Oh, thank you.
So what can we expect from the backpack giveaway moving on from now?
Well, I mean, this is something, I guess, with my friends, we plan on doing, next year, maybe the year after. And I believe like we're going to do a lot more because I've already had people talking about it that say, well, we're going to donate more. We're going to give more back because I didn't even know it was going to be this much of an impact because they see the pictures and things like that and they wanted to donate more. So we collect new backpacks, used backpacks, books and things like that. Anything else that can help a child, ready for school. We all for
Do you
that.
have the name for that for the backpack giveaway yet?
I came up with a corny name called Operations Backpack.
Operation Backpack? No, it's actually great. It's not corny.
So if it's corny, then
great.
somebody come up with something,
No, I love
Don't
it.
beat me down. Just come up with something, please.
Operation Backpack
I'm open to ideas. Yeah, I'm open to ideas.
I love it when you actually keep it simple.
Yeah.
Like no one can forget that.
Yeah,
Operation Backpack giveaway.
Yeah, and it worked, and then I'm glad my like I said, my sister told me, he said the kids were extremely happy, and they made a video and then they just said thank you, and that simple thank you.
To what?
A gesture.
To what?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Thank you. You just change somebody's life without even knowing it. And as long as they can stay in school and allow them to just basically influence somebody else's life, that's great. That means you've done something for somebody who in turn can do it for somebody else.
But you're still not giving the person that deserves the credit.
My daughter.
That's the Princess Boss.
Jesus.
Amy Can.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, she's
because of her, it was
her friends donated too. So she got some friends that donated from you. So that's good.
Yeah.
The fact that and
so we need to give her a shout out.
Hi, Amy. Whatever, Daddy.
But that's the beauty, though. We give credit when it's due.
So we're gonna make it more exciting next year. We'll definitely get more backpacks and stuff.
Well, we're gonna be around. If you ever need our service, we'll definitely be there.
I'll harass you guys. I'll come and pick them up.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. I have trucks that come to Dallas all the time. Yeah, we come here all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds great. Hey, we can start doing a little thing here and then we just put everything together.
Yeah.
So the backpack, Operation Backpack.
And most of these things you can get them in dollar stores. These dollar stores where you can get pencils, and things like that. Just keep them. You never know because what you think might be something little or minor, it might just influence somebody's life in the future. So
talk about Dawda Khan.
Yeah.
Because some of you don't know, he's actually named after the first president of the Gambia.
Yep, Sadiq Jawara. That's me. So Mr. President, I am. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. President. Actually, a real Mr. President.
Yeah, that's not something I just stole. I am Mr. President. You better get it right.
So talk to us. What is your plans for the Gambia? Are we going to expect to see?
Well, I'm just going to keep doing the things that I'm doing right, the baby steps, and then just helping, just tell my that I haven't forgotten where I'm from. I am part of the community. I'll always be a Gambian. Regardless of how long I've been away. Because my heart is still there. My parents are still there, and that's home. So whatever I can do to reach out to help the people. My community, whether it's in the city or in the countryside, I'll do it. Because, like I said, no matter how small you think you're doing, it does make a difference, and that's what I'm interested in.
Baby steps, one step
yes,
at a time.
Baby steps. Yeah, you don't have to. Like I said, you don't have to have $1 million to donate. Just the little things. Donate $5, $10, whatever you can do to help a kid. Just do it. I think the children are the future, you know.
And I always tell them, you're absolutely right. I always tell them, like, it's not the fact that you have to be on the ground in Gambia to help. You can help globally. Meaning, like, what you're doing, you're not really in Gambia, but you're just helping and giving away. And we're seeing the proof. It's not like photo apps. People go to Gambia now. I see that a lot. Where they will take pictures with kids. And you're like, what's going on here? Like, you know, why all of a sudden you're a tourist when you know our struggle? This is us once upon a time, you know. And you're just doing that. It's amazing. Yeah.
I was glad that my sisters were there. You know, they did the legwork, so I have to give them credit, you know, with their friends. And
the beautiful Miss Fatu, Mrs. Fatu.
And they put it all together. They made it happen. They took everything, took a car, took it to the schools, and then just donated it to the kids. So I didn't have to do anything. I just put it in a container and ship it. And I'll do it all over again. You know, so
it's very humbling. It's very humbling, and I can't thank you enough to be on the show. Is there any last word that you want to tell the viewers out there that are watching the show?
Last words. Anything? I wasn't expecting that, but well, first of all,
and we can go all day.
Yeah, I know. Thank you for having me.
We can go all day.
Thank you so much for having me. It's just you know. It's just an honor to be here with you and you know, to just be on your show. And
thank you. We're very humble to have you.
You can always call me. I'll come back.
I'll be here. Well, on that note, this brings us to the end of our segment for today. I'm your host, Mimi Fatu Sise, for the Mimi Janha Show, and it's been such a pleasure and so humbling to have my dear brother here, Mr. Dawda Khan, aka DK.
Thank you for having me. Bye, everybody. Do it again. All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being on the show.
I appreciate it. Yes, ma'am.